This is RTV6 News at 7, working for you.
Good evening to you at 7 o'clock. I'm Mark Mullins.
And I'm Amanda Starrentino. Tonight, a step forward in getting justice for a beloved member of the North Side community.
There's been an arrest in the October 2019 murder of 36-year-old Alfred Hayes. Hayes was shot and killed at Connor's Pub in Broad Ripple and worked at the Casbah Club as security manager, where he was known as a director and thespian.
Today, IMPD tells us this man, Curtis Baker, has been arrested for Hayes' homicide. This is not his current mugshot. Investigators say he has not been extradited back to Indiana yet. And an end to the violence is the goal in RTV6 is reporting. So tonight we are shining a spotlight on a program doing amazing work on the east-northeast side.
The efforts of Power Huddle are needed now more than ever in the community. And the young men participating tell our Megan Sanctorum, in just days, it's changed their lives.
These are the faces of young people working toward a better future. They're some of the graduates of Employ Indy's Power Huddle program. The program is typically aimed at those who come to the Boys and Girls Club at 38th and Post to play basketball. They have the option to trade open gym for the classroom, where the focus is all about shifting your mindset.
It is huge. It has really become what we see as the almost a secret ingredient, one of the defining factors.
And I also want a full family.
Each participant creates a vision board outlining their goals for the future, and they learn skills to help set them up for success. Some say this program is different than others because it's about more than just connecting those in need with resources. Leaders say this two-week academy helps young people learn how to more effectively use the resources given to them.
This experience allows those who say, yeah, I'm ready, to have some time, right, to adjust to the expectations that will be upon them to meet their goals and objectives.
A ceremony was held to celebrate the 8 graduates today as they get ready to take the next steps toward employment.
I'm going to school in May. I'm going back to school in May, Ivy Tech for HVAC. And then once I do that, I plan to put in a family business together.
I did a lot of dirt when I was young, and now that I'm older, I want to change my life, and I want to show my family and other people who care about me and other people that's like me that, you know, we can change, we can still have opportunities.
Working for you, Megan Sanctorum, RTV6.
And after graduating from the Power Huddle program, participants are enrolled in the Yes Indy system. They will be connected with a case manager to help them with their next steps.
A 27-year-old man is shot and left to die in the street less than a block away from the scene of a recent quadruple murder. Indy Metro Police detectives say the 2 sets of killings are not believed to be linked, but we learned this afternoon the identity of the victim, Larez Brown. Investigators say that they think this shooting stemmed from some kind of disturbance. This happened last night at the Carriage House East Apartments at 42nd and Midhofer.
IMPD is trying anything it can to get tips on killings like this one and 2 other recent high-profile cases. The deadly shooting of a Subway restaurant employee during a robbery attempt on January 27th. And last week's quadruple homicide of 4 people between the ages of 19 and 22. Both crimes happen on the northeast side. We have contact information to report anything you know in this story on the RTV6 app. And you can always call Crime Stoppers anonymously at 317-262-TIPS.
The FBI needs help tracking down this man, and they say he should be considered armed and dangerous. He's wanted for violating his probation following the robbery of a pharmaceutical business and for a theft case in Marion County. Now, the FBI says he's also wanted for questioning about a string of recent bank robberies. His name is James Taylor, and he's 25 years old. If you recognize him or know anything, get in touch with Crime Stoppers. You can also find a phone number for the FBI at our website, theindychannel.com. Looking outside now from our Weather Now camera in Bloomington on the IU campus there, and we've had snow flurries moving across our area.
And Storm Team 6 Chief Meteorologist Kevin Gregory is tracking that snow and seeing how much we might get.
I'm not expecting much in the way of accumulation, if anything. It's ironic we showed the Bloomington camera. Dave First is down there. Big game for the Hoosiers tonight. These snow showers and flurries, an indication of the Arctic air that's arriving, squeezing out any remaining moisture to the north and east of Indianapolis Indianapolis. Flurries and some light snow showers along I-69 anywhere from Indiana up toward Muncie. We slide to the southwest Morgan County into northern portions of Brown and southwest Johnson County. Some snow showers. These will all start to wind down. Temperatures continue to fall and the winds are staying gusty. We've had gusts well over 20 miles per hour. The sustained winds northwest now 15 to 20. Temperature 15. That's the actual temperature in Lafayette and Peru, with wind chill temperatures 1 below in Miami County. It feels like 2 degrees in Indy. These are the temperatures tomorrow morning. Coldest we've had since November, but this won't last long. A very cold start, but we'll show you the finish to the weekend coming up.
Today marks 3 years since 2 girls from Delphi were reported missing.
Their bodies will be found the next day. Abby Williams and Libby German were on a walk along the old Monon High Bridge on February 13th, 2017, when a man approached them.
Libby was able to use her cell phone to capture video of the person considered to be the prime suspect in the case. At this point, no arrest has been made.
Well, since the start of the investigation, police have received 40,000 tips.
And investigators say their efforts have slowed when people share photos of others who are not the suspect.
I want to show you the official images police want people to focus on. If you recognize the person here, you're asked to contact law enforcement.
You can do that by calling the tip line at 844-459-5786 or by emailing tips to a special email set up. You can also call Indiana State Police or the Carroll County Sheriff's Office. We have all that information as well as a complete timeline of the events at theindychannel.com and on the RTV6 app.
The old Monon High Bridge, which has been off limits for repairs following the girls' deaths, is expected to open to the public by the end of the year. In October, Indiana Landmarks oversaw a $90,000 project to strengthen the bridge with 162 tons of concrete. The next step will involve adding decking and fencing to a portion of the bridge about 300 feet so that people can actually walk safely on the structure. A grant from the North Central Health Services totaling $248,000 is making all of that possible. Indiana Landmarks will need to raise an extra $12,000 to pay off the new safety features.
Today is a day you may be wishing for warmer temperatures and thinking ahead to summer concerts. You can now see the new permanent stage being installed at White River State Park. The park has only had a temporary stage and portable restroom since concerts first began in 2004. The first phase of construction is already done, which includes a ticket office and 60 permanent restrooms. Now they are working to build a stage and install 3,000 seats. Some people we talked with are excited, but others say they wanted more input in the improvements.
This is a world-class area, world-class venue that has not been honored in that way. This looks more like a big box Costco type store.
So I'm from Hamilton County, so we have the Ruoff Home Mortgage Center up there, and that's a pre-built-in stage, and I've always loved going there. Concerts there are awesome, so I think bringing that down here, down to Indianapolis, will kind of open that invitation to people coming to more concerts.
We've asked the White River State Parks Development Commission whether there was any public input involved, but we are still waiting for their response. Construction is expected to wrap up in June, and the first concert is Bare Naked Ladies, scheduled for July 5th. Coming up, Indiana leads the nation in infant and maternal mortality rates. That's why RTV6 went all the way to Fort Wayne to explore these efforts to stop the deaths inside the OB Navigator program. Next.
Plus, a little bit later, this Valentine's Day, we're taking you back through the ages of buying flowers for your sweetie. Our Throwback Thursday with love when the news continues here on RTV6.
Make a donation or volunteer today.
This is the news at 7 on RTV6. New today, a man is changing his tune on whether or not he killed a prominent local doctor.
18-year-old Devin Seats had pleaded guilty to murder and burglary charges in connection to the 2017 death of Dr. Kevin Rogers. Today, Seats withdrew that guilty plea. He was supposed to be sentenced today, facing 50 years in prison. This change puts the case on hold for a couple of weeks while the court decides whether he is allowed to withdraw his guilty plea. 3 other suspects in the case were sentenced last week after also accepting plea agreements. Tonight, RTV6 travels to Fort Wayne in Allen County to show you the state's latest effort in curbing Indiana's high infant mortality rate.
Call 6 Investigates has been covering this issue and holding top state officials accountable for months, as Indiana ranks one of the worst states in the country for babies dying before their first birthdays. Allen County is the first of 20 counties to have an OB Navigator program established there to connect at-risk pregnant women with critical prenatal care services. The program finds and contacts women who are are enrolled in Medicaid and connects them with providers and home visitation services like Healthier Moms and Babies.
Many of the moms that we serve are, maybe homeless, on the verge of homelessness. They could be in an unsafe and unhealthy relationship. They might have another child, but childcare is so expensive, rent is so expensive, and they're working a minimum wage job. Those are really factors that impact their pregnancy.
The executive director says they've already received a few referrals through the OB Navigator program. They also receive referrals from OBGYN offices and crisis pregnancy centers. She says we need to do a better job of reaching women who are falling through the cracks.
Coming up on these dreary winter days, a dose of sunshine and racing is just what the doctor ordered. What to expect from the Daytona 500 next. Kevin.
And you might say temperatures racing toward the single digits. We're in the teens now. There's the slide into the morning hours. Doesn't last forever. We'll talk about the weekend changes next.
This is RTV6 News at 7, working for you.
New today, the Chinese province at the epicenter of the coronavirus outbreak is reporting a huge spike in cases.
Health officials confirmed 14,000 new cases today. That is double yesterday's figure. Part of the reason for the spike is doctors are diagnosing patients sooner based on their symptoms. Previously, they were waiting for testing results before declaring if a patient had the virus. The hope is that this change in procedure will help patients get treatment faster. More than 60,000 people have come down with the virus worldwide.
We are bracing for the coldest day of the year coming up here.
I know. This is kind of what we should have been at.
Yeah, so it's bizarre that we haven't been this cold in December and January. You go back to November, that's when we had 8 degrees, and I think we'll be colder than that tomorrow morning. It's just odd that we've waited this long. Temperature 33 this morning. That was just before noon, and where are we now? We continue to watch these temperatures fall. 18, the temperature, but again, it feels so much colder than that. You've got that wind that just cuts right through you. Still some flurries and snow showers from Bloomington through Indy toward Muncie, making steady progress to the east. You actually see the back edge of the cloud cover over northwest portions of Illinois. We'll see some breaks in the cloud cover tonight. The wind will begin to relax a little bit too. 15 in Lafayette, Tipton, and Peru. Wind chills are just below 0 in many of those spots. 20 in Muncie, 18 the current temperature in Indy. The wind will not go calm tonight, but I think we'll take the stronger gusts out of the picture. It's still a cold northwest wind, and it's strong, 20 miles per hour. 1 below is the wind chill in Peru and in Gary, Indiana. We're knocking on the door to dropping below 0 with wind chills in the metro area. Actual temperature tomorrow morning well off the record of 14 below. Single-digit start, Lafayette, Peru, Indianapolis, Muncie. Temperatures will bounce back, and as you look at these low temperatures, obviously tomorrow is the coldest. Look at how quickly and significantly we turn it around. Saturday morning still cold, and then ballooning into the 30s for the morning low on Sunday. Tomorrow, hopefully you get some chocolate. You'll definitely get some sunshine on Valentine's Day. 19, the afternoon high, not as windy. And just like I showed you, the morning low temperatures warming up quickly. Look what happens. Temperature we get to Saturday, 39, 43 on the Sunday. Your planner tomorrow by noon, 14. Not really going anywhere despite the sunshine. You'll look outside and think, well, it looks really nice. It's just a little on the cold side. Temperatures tomorrow night, they'll be in the teens if you're headed out for dinner. The wind will be much calmer as you go into the weekend there. The temperature Saturday and Sunday climbing above average, and the overnight lows back into the 30s. Saturday planner, the clouds will increase in the afternoon, especially in the northern half of the state. Temperature pushes 40 degrees. 7 a.m. skies are still clear. We've got some morning sunshine, then mid to high level clouds, and eventually the clouds will go overcast, take control of the sky by Saturday night. There are your temperatures in the low 40s. Temperatures are warmer early next week. Warmest temperatures actually Monday and Tuesday. Perfect timing. We warm up, but our rain chances come up as well. Close to 50 on Tuesday, and then we go the other way. Wednesday and Thursday, temperatures back into the low to mid 30s for a high.
Bundle up over the next 24 hours.
You're going to need to.
Thanks, Kevin.
Well, this time of the year, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway can get pretty quiet.
Yeah, so RTV6 Sports is taking you to some sunshine.
Dave First joins us with this look at Daytona.
If it's racing in February, chances are you're talking Daytona. But in last Sunday's Busch Clash, there were more than a few of these before Eric Jones limped across the finish line.
Watching the Clash over the weekend, I'm thinking, what in the world can we expect for the Daytona 500?
Man, I hope it's less crashes.
Between Kevin Harvick and Brad Keselowski, the two have 79 wins in 32 Cup seasons. And they don't even know what to expect for the 500.
It's pretty much a crapshoot year in and year out.
Well, Dave, I would say that's a very fair statement. You know, it's about a 75% chance of wrecking in the Daytona 500, no matter who you are. And you just hope to survive that, then you can have a chance.
But race fans do get this incentive from Harvick. Tweet #PitForBusch every time he pits this Sunday, and you're automatically entered into a contest to win a sports car. Kevin's done plenty of winning lately, including last year's Brickyard 400 for car owner Tony Stewart.
20-plus seasons into this thing. Is it smoke? Is it Tony Stewart that's keeping you young?
Yeah, you know, I think you know, if Smoke was around all the time, I probably would probably have to retire because he gets nervous and worries about what's going on, and it's fun from a driver's perspective to have that commitment from your team owners in order to be competitive.
In fact, there's plenty of commitment in a lot of places in motorsports these days. Just a few months ago, Brad's team owner, Roger Penske, purchased the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. It's still resonating around the country.
The first thought was, you know, I didn't know the track was for sale, Dave. Yeah. And then the second thought was, you know, it's kind of a baller move to buy Indy no matter who you are.
There isn't anything that Roger's going to do or own that doesn't have a plan to get better. And so, you know, Roger's just you know, he's great for racing around the world, and this is just another example of Roger Penske and his love for racing.
And once again, it all starts at Daytona. And in many ways, who knows where it goes from there.
It would be a huge moment for me personally, and I know for all of our team to put Roger Penske back on victory lane.
Still ahead, come with us on a classic Valentine's Day quest. We'll step back in time with a veteran RTV6 reporter to find the foolproof flower.
Plus another look at when temperatures could swing back up. That's next, right here on RTV6.
Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries. Live life comfortably.
Every Thursday, we hunt through the RTV6 archives for a good throwback, and this week we headed for Valentine's Day in local history.
The red rose has long been the queen of Valentine's Day flowers, but of course, there are other floral offerings that to some might be more appealing.
Just ahead of Valentine's Day, 37 years ago, RTV6's Derek Thomas went to a florist in search of a flawless, foolproof flower.
It is a long-stemmed aphrodisiac. It inspires love, and poet John Boyle Riley says it whispers of passion. It is the red rose, the most popular flower in America. It is never more apparent than on Valentine's Day, but for all its petal-pushing majesty, there are other flowers that can deliver just as much romantic punch. The cyclamen has proven to be a solid contender this season as a champion of love. Its success is storied, and its sale is brisk. Other challenges to the rose's crown include the freesia, a colorful species that originated in South Africa, was popularized in Holland, and is a fragrant assistant to Cupid's arrow. Azaleas have broken into the potted plant top 5, as have the cinerea, with its purple passion radiating full bloom. And although the rose continues to reign supreme, on Valentine's Day, the flowers work as a team. Derek Thomas for the news, Channel 6.
It looks like they got all of them.
I loved that story.
You're on the phone.
It may seem like I'm being rude, but I'm talking to Derek Thomas, who did this story.
Hey, Derek.
And so he does remember this.
The passion,
yeah.
The passion flowers.
All right. Well,
now you know. Thank you, Derek, for that story 37 years ago.
Oh, it was 37 years ago. Oh, my. Okay, all right. Have a good night, Derek.
You do realize we're in a show.
Hey, we'll see you.
Hey, Derek.